and running. Welcome back, Ryan. Why, welcome to you. Thank you. Guys, today I wanted to talk about one quick way to accelerate your blogging success. And as you probably know by now, if it's relatively quick, it is quick. It is. It's going to be uncomfortable in the beginning or sometimes highly uncomfortable. So that's the one thing to always keep in mind, guys. When I include the words quick or fast, it's possible to quickly accelerate your blogging success. Working with limited light today. So we're going to run with it. Very possible. Actually, you know what? Let's see what's going on here with that light. Hold on a sec, guys. On Facebook too, and YouTube. And let's see. And guys, on Facebook, and some of these, I guess on Facebook and YouTube, but Facebook especially, here's a reminder, guys. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, a little bit. Turn up your volume, dudes and dudettes, because I get on Facebook individuals say, I can't hear you. And I could hear me because I listen to the videos on my phone and on my laptop, but you got to turn up your volume. I think most individuals keep their phone, maybe their laptop they're using them or whatever, on a really low volume, at least on Facebook. I don't know. So then they're like, oh, your volume, I can't hear you. You got to turn up your volume. If you turn up your volume, I could hear me. So it's not me. It's you have to turn up your volume. So just a reminder, guys. All right, dudes and dudettes. Before we dive into the video, stop by bloggingfromparadise.com, which is my blog where I sell blogging courses for your guidance. And I also share full, detailed, helpful blogging theme post to accelerate your success. Guys, there's one tip to follow to accelerate your success, and it might be kind of uncomfortable in the beginning because it requires a huge mindset shift for most of us, and it is this. And it's why bloggers most don't accelerate their success quickly, and they appear to be struggling. Mindset and action are identical. You figure that out, and you will accelerate your success quickly. Why? Because almost everybody in the blogging world, me included, for a really long time, make the mistake of separating mindset from action. So you'll see bloggers talk about, well, this is mindset, but then action's also part of the equation. And I've done it many, many times. And it appears that they're separate. And I've maybe even taught it in some places where I've been teaching blogging. And that's okay until you begin to realize that every doing every action, blogging wise, life wise, is 100% dependent on your mindset. Life is a mental process. You appear to be acting, totally. You appear to be taking action. You appear to be doing, like, you blog and you broadcast live and you write and publish posts and you create courses and ebooks. Yes. But if you want to be one of the few that really take off, you're going to understand that the actions you take or don't take, what you do or what you resist doing, is 100% based on what's in your mind. And the reason why it accelerates your success, guys, should be easy to see, but if it's not, when you come from an abundance mentality and you keep facing the fears in your mind, you will organically. Be generous, genuine, trust in the process and trust in yourself. You will be relaxed. You will take your time. You will add all the details necessary. So you'll just slow everything down into slow motion and relax, and then be the blogger patiently that sets everything up to help you thrive. Now look at the world. You'll see most bloggers have no idea that their struggles are in their mind. And then consciously and unconsciously, they have all this fear. And you think that, well, that's one portion of it, mindset, but then there's this action portion. So they run around and do all these unintelligent, ineffective, struggling, failing things really hard. And they push themselves and nothing happens. They get no traffic, generate no business, make no income. And they're like, what's the problem? And they haven't figured out how to accelerate your success quickly. It's your mindset. You're only doing those things because of your mindset. That's not separate from it, guys. It's the same thing. It's identical. Every action you take is based on what's in your mind. Every action you don't take. It's a mental process. The actions you take are not apart from your mind. The mistake that bloggers make, and again, I've made it, so I understand, but when you correct it slowly but surely, you'll see increased success because you'll just be being the blogger who thrives. Yeah, generous, relaxed, abundant, calm, peaceful. But the mistake is, guys, when you think it's separate, you have bloggers, and again, I'm guilty, I've made this mistake. They teach or they guide or they share that, well, there's the mindset aspect of blogging, so you have to have a positive mind. In the world, they talk about being positive and believing in yourself, like topical beliefs. Yeah, that's cool. But then there's this idea that there's a separate action portion. But you have to move into action. You can't just sit around. That's on the level of the world that appears to be really true. Appears to be. But you're only sitting around because of your mindset. It's one-to-one. It's not separate. And very few bloggers teach this. Very few bloggers will talk about it. And I don't think it's so much a coveted secret as they're not even aware of it. They think that they're separate things. Once you understand that the actions you're taking or not taking are based on your mindset, that it's a one-to-one deal, then you'll dive right into your fears, even if it's uncomfortable. And it will be. To conquer them and then begin seeing, oh, the only reason I wasn't being generous and abundant, and I thought everything was going to be a failure anyway. I feared that. Why, going back to the past, everything I've done, like these are ideas that are in your conscious mind, but more likely you buried them deep in your unconscious. Well, I've always been a failure. I've always screwed up. So why give blogging a full effort anyway? It's going to fail anyway. When you allow that stuff up in your mind, this is mindset, not topical. Be positive. No, you got to get down into the gunk. And you feel it. It feels unpleasant. But when you kick that idea out of your mind by facing it, feeling it, and forgiving it, then you organically become more trusting, abundant-minded, generous, genuine, because then you see that you can succeed with blogging. So your mind changes to, oh, I think I could do this. Oh, yeah, I could succeed. Yeah, I feel I will. And I'll follow this system and I'll be patient. And it's like night day, guys. Literally. I mean, not literally, but it's like a total eureka moment awakening. And you realized, oh, crap. I had to get into my mind to do the successful blogging things from a relaxed, patient energy. And you look around, you see so few bloggers understand. They're in a mad dash, a panic, a frenzy. They're making so many mistakes. And before you understand this truth, this reality that mindset and action are, everything's a mental process. You appear to be acting. I get it. So you're taking blogging action, but it's one with your mind. When you get that, that's it. And very few bloggers get it. And you could see just how they teach, what they talk about, their experiences. And I get it. I've been there too. But it's once you see that it's your mind, the thoughts, maybe consciously choosing, but a lot of unconscious stuff that you got to get into. This is why I advise again and again to leave your comfort zone. Once you do, the fears come up, the unconscious stuff that you've been really afraid of. And when you push down that unconscious stuff, the fear, you're going to be blogging from unconscious fears. And that's the root of a lot of these really mistakes that look absurd. But again, that's an appearance too. Or that you keep making the same mistake for 5 years or 7 years or 10 years. It's because of unconscious stuff in your mind. You're acting because of your mindset. You're not acting because of your mindset. You feel hopeless. You feel lazy. You can't get any ideas because of your mindset. So it's one-to-one. It's not separate. As long as you think it's separate, you're in trouble, because you'll think, okay, this is how I think, but then you also have to do the action part. And if you're not doing the action part, obviously you're afraid in your mind. Or maybe it's not for you. That's okay too. Once you get this down though, guys, it does get easier. It gets uncomfortable because then you have to start getting into your fears. Yet when you conquer them, then you see organically, naturally, by default, you become more of who you really are. Abundant-minded, generous, genuine, relaxed, patient, trusting. Those are your natural, organic, default, inherent mindset qualities, which you've appeared to shove down under tons and gobs of unconscious guilt, grief, fear. Guilt's the big one. Unconscious. Or sometimes you'll see unconscious stuff. Well, I feel bad, I feel bad, I feel bad. Yeah, it's because you have unconscious guilt in your mind. You appear to feel bad. So you think you're going to take positive blogging action? Well, that's just the mindset aspect of it, but put positive thoughts over, think positively. And on the surface, push down your unconscious guilt and run away from it, and then start moving into action. You're like, oh, I can't get any idea, because you have gobs of unconscious fear, mainly guilt, in your mind. Once you clear that stuff out and you face it by your own intimately personal decision, then you'll see organically, you'll just start following advice from successful bloggers, the creating and connecting, the genuine stuff, and you relax and you be truly helpful and you see the journey through, and organically success comes together. It's an organic, like you're programmed to be happy and abundant and free and to have peace of mind. That's your program. So when you're feeling really abundant, you're not sitting on the sidelines. You're only sitting on the sidelines because you're feeling scared. It's not separate. If you're feeling really abundant, you automatically take blogging action. Then you take your breaks. See what I mean, guys? It's one-to-one. It's a mental process. Blogging is a mental process. Action's not separate from mind. By the way, guys, this is life too. Life is a mental process. All the physical stuff that you think are separate from it are based on your mind. Except a lot of the stuff you're doing physically, it's coming from unconscious fear. So you're behaving like a robot. And this is why mind training is so important, and why I discuss it, and why I mention there's different ways train your mind. The one guide that I share of mind training manual is called A Course in Miracles, that I follow these days pretty closely throughout most of my day. When you train your mind and you ask for help from your right mind, and the steps are in the book and the lesson, the workbook and all that. It's all in the book. You see that the world's a mental process. So it's one-to-one. It's a mental process. The world's really a mental process. Action you take is because of your mind. Action you don't take because of your mind. So don't separate them, and you will accelerate your success violently, like really quickly. Now, there's no shortcuts, and you won't be rushing or hurrying. That's the key. That's the on a worldly level appears ironic. You'll be taking your time and taking all the successful steps from a relaxed energy, which helps you shine really brightly and slowly but sure. Still a slow and sure process, but you'll see everything will accelerate. You'll go from like nothing happening to over days just relaxing over those days and following it, and then things will start happening. And you're like, oh my gosh, it was all my mind. This guy's being honest with me here. I was only afraid to guest post because of my mind. And then you relaxed and set it up. You start building relationships and you started getting invites to guest post. So the action stuff is practical in the world. You'll be taking steps and moving into action, but it's a mind. The actions are mind. And the more you start to see that this world is a mental process, and if you could use worldly science, and it's not true and true. I mean, the world is an illusion, but it's not true through and through like anything in the world. But look up quantum physics. Scientists, genius, geni. The most genius scientists, and a number have mind training, spiritual basis. But this is a science that says it's a world of thought. And there's one quantum field. One. It's a hologram or a holograph. Hologram. Holograph. So there's one quantum field. One mind. What? So everything that's happening, not only is it the one mind, the experiences you're having, you being reflected back to you in the one mind. Whoa. Well, that'll change your blogging course, won't it? When you start thinking that way, that you're not a victim to Google, you're not a victim to your list, you're not a victim to your blog, you're not a victim to money, you're not a victim to people, you're not a victim to competitor. It's one quantum. It's all mind. And that actually accelerates your success even more dramatically. So you're going to go slow, but you're going to be like, holy crow. It's startling, really. It's staggering until the point that it starts to become really fun and freeing, because you realize, oh, it's just mine. That's it. It's only mind. It's just mine, and it's my mind. So you don't separate the two. When they're one in one, the action is a mental process. The inaction is a mental process. Your laziness is a mental process. Your resistance to this, your resistance to that, your resistance to building relationships, your obsession with posting the link to your business or giving up on blogging. That's another common one. You own your domain and hosting, but you give up for 6 months or a year. You don't touch it. You'll see that it's all a mental process, and we're all guided on different journeys. So it's not, you stop punishing yourself and beating yourself up and being rough on yourself when you realize it's literally you doing it. Then when the world appears to be doing it to you, appears, or sometimes I'll say when the world's beating up, you realize I'm beating myself up in my mind, and they're giving me the reflection. And this is very related to blogging, because you'll see you'll be afraid of this group of people, afraid of that group. You'll shy away from being helpful, from being social, and you're like, crud, wow, okay, this is the liberation. I want freedom and peace, and yeah, the worldly success, it is what it is. But you realize it's just the peace of mind, and it is fun to be truly helpful. And you're not going to be truly helpful if you're thinking, well, there's action, there's mindset, and there's action. It's only one part of it. Like we say it in the world from just a means of communication symbolically. But remember, guys, 1-to-1, everything is mind. It's not just mindset, it's action. No, don't separate the two. Because when you do, you're going to think that your actions are independent of your mind, or they're a part of it, when it's just it. You see? Look at these happy, relaxed, calm bloggers who experience worldly success, and you're seeing their mind, their posts are just their mind. They talk about it being mindset. They're generous. They're giving away the farm. They're genuine. They want to help you. They're abundant-minded. They trust in the process. They trust in their mind themselves. And things come together. Always. slowly but surely, but then things really start to accelerate. When they talk about mindset, they mean it. And I'm meaning it now. It's one-to-one. Even if bloggers say, well, there's action, there's mindset, and there's action. No, there's not. Everything is mind. Everything is mind. Now apply this to your life, and you'll really cook with gas, because that gets you into the quantum. There's one field. There's one of us, and it's abstract. And the reason why this feels far out or way out there or deep or confusing, you want to run away from it, is because you've been programmed with insane ideas from the ego mind. So insane, bat, crap, crazy, like crazy ideas that you believe. So then when you're, separation, segmentation, differences, all that stuff. So then when someone comes along and says, hey, and the enlightened beings have been saying this for a very long time, Jesus, the Buddha, Kriya Yogi masters, there's just one abstract mind. There's one of us. One abstract mind, and this world's an illusion. That's going to sound crazy, but only because you have a lot of illusory but insane beliefs on top of this truth. Those people are not idiots. I'm saying people, those minds are not idiots, but we associate them people in their last incarnation or incarceration here on planet Earth, Psychoplanet. And the ego is not a genius. The ego wants you to be an idiot. I want you to be separate and segmented and blame the world and be a victim and be small and die, hate you. And these enlightened minds are telling you, no, you're not that. And it's something Buddha found out in a lifetime after, but we'll get into that, maybe some other video. That's the connection to God, which is not a connection, because we're all just in his mind as one. So guys, back to blogging. Mindset and action are one. Everything's a mental process. Start thinking this one through, and you're going to see in your mind, like, oh, I'm taking this action because I feel this way. I'm taking this action because I feel that way. I'm not taking this action because I feel this way. Now I'm taking a break and trusting in myself and trusting in the process because of my mind. When you take it back into your mind, forget it. It's going to take off. And the point is, guys, it will be enjoyable and fun and freeing. So if you see sometimes folks on live broadcasts, there's a number mentally, and it reflects to the physical, that are having fun with it and relaxing. It feels really natural. They appear charismatic or just calm and relaxed. You could tell they're having fun with it. Then there are other folks, live broadcasts or even their videos, it's very tense and they're nervous. It's because of their mind, both parties. They're trying to squeeze something out of you. They're trying to get you to get them to give them something, force you. Let me help you. No. See, their mind's coming from scarcity. I think it's a part with the ones that are abundant minded and relaxed and confident. They're natural. And yeah, we're still promoting businesses. I'm pointing you to my blog, but it's like such a small part of what they're doing. These really relaxed, abundant minded bloggers that know it's a one-to-one deal. So guys, that's it for today. In the world of time and space, 10:15, I'm going to roll. Stop by bloggingparadise.com. There's the call. See? You can check out my blogging courses and ebooks and blog posts too for your guidance. Do enjoy them, guys. Till next time, you know what to do. I'm going to roll Twitter. See you later. And we will end thy stream.